Don't wait for someone to push you. You have to push yourself to believe yourself, to love yourself, to be responsible for your own self. So that's allowed me to not starting questioning myself. I didn't want to invite self-stigma at all.
Hi, Lucy. Welcome to the Via Diabetes interview series. It's great to have you.
Thank you so much. I'm so blessed being here. I do appreciate this opportunity.
It would be great to get an idea of what your diagnosis story is and also how you manage your diabetes on top of your daily work and life.
I was 10 when I knew that I'm living with diabetes. I didn't know there's something called honeymoon period. In 2006, I started my high school in Kampala, Uganda. Whenever I checked, my blood sugar was normal, so I just decided to stop using insulin. I was young and stupid, so I started sick. Then my mom was like, you have to come back to Tanzania. Then when I was on the way back home, I faced a DKA coma.
Oh gosh. And how long was the coma for?
3 to 4 weeks, according to my mom. But when I was entering on the bus, I told the driver that I have diabetes. So if there's anything like will happen, they should contact my mom. So they waited for us to pass the border. Arusha is when they took me to the hospital and they called my mom. So from there I started being very serious. I started like learning a lot about diabetes. Like especially I was focusing on how to live with it, because I believed having diabetes is one thing, but knowing how to live with it, it's another thing.
And do you use a CGM or any kind of technology right now to manage it?
No, I'm from Africa. I'm from Tanzania. It's very expensive, very expensive, and the access is also limited.
Could you kind of talk me through your career? I know you are an activist, but you're also a radio presenter.
I did my bachelor degree on conflict resolution and peace studies. When I was done, I started volunteering myself to do diabetes initiatives. Before even I had a thought of having an NGO. I was just bored, and in the news, like most every time, like new diagnosis, I was like, okay, let me do the awareness. Then in 2004, I was like, okay, so in order for me to talk with different group of people, I have to know the theory of communication, because the way I'm going to talk to the women, it will be very different as when I want to talk to like older people or the youth. So yeah, I decided to go to do my master's degree in mass communication. And when I like graduated it, I had a chance working with a very leading local newspaper here in Tanzania. They gave me a column to write about diabetes, and the column is published every Friday, and I gave it a name. It's called Life and Diabetes, and I always put my number there. They always call me every Friday. My phone is very busy, like asking questions. You know, readers are like congratulating me, thanking me. Oh, you wrote about this, you wrote about this. I experienced that. I didn't know what to do and all that. But also I worked on the radio, and I started my segment called Sugar na Lucy. I started giving tips how to live with it, because there's a lot of myth. I think it's all over African, you know, there's witchcraft, there's self-stigma. Then I decided to quit because I wanted to do it on my own way, and I took it now in the social media.
What kind of stuff do you talk about?
I always tell my community that the first doctor is you. No one will be the doctor apart from you. When we are going to the clinic, we just go just to give the feedback. Where I'm from, few doctors tend to know much. They don't even have diabetes. How can you tell me to reduce my insulin only because maybe 2 days I had a high trend? You don't even like give me a chance to explain. So I always tell my audience that we are the first doctors, to remind them that we have responsibility to our own condition. And I always talk about this in a very friendly way. And I'm my example. I'm using my experience, to teach them.
I know that you're currently trying to raise $9,000 to build a rural diabetes center. Could you tell us a little bit more about this project?
I'm from south side of Tanzania, somewhere called Newala, near Mozambique border. There is a need to have a center or somewhere where they can get not information, but right information. Everyone knows about diabetes, but not everyone has right information about diabetes. If I have a center, even just one room where villagers can come, we just set up a meeting and receive right information about diabetes. I used to share my insulin with 2 youth with diabetes, but when I come back in Dar es Salaam, my mom told me, Lucy, you gave them insulin, but guess what? They refuse taking it. They're using traditional medication.
My goodness.
You have to come here. You have to educate them. Even if I have only one room, but it will be used to mobilize. It can be youth. It can be like only women. It can be women living with children with diabetes or husbands with diabetes. We meet, we talk. Because sometimes I believe talking it's also a medication. Remember, it's these people are living in a village where there's no access to any kind of even mentorship, and there is life hardship. People are going through a lot. On top of that, they're living with diabetes. Insulin is not easy to access. I have this big dream that I will also have youth mentorship in that center, whereby there are youth living with diabetes, but they want to be a footballer, but they don't know how they can reach their dream. So I will just start looking for campaigns or football team, a huge football team in Tanzania, to come through, mentor them. I want even to have a library because it's an information center, also a studio. We can record our testimonies, There is a district community radio. We can record and send to the radio about diabetes and all that. And I really believe that I will make it. I just have this feeling that I will make it.
Founded Diabetes Consciousness for Community, or like it says on your t-shirt, DiCoCo. Can you tell me the story behind this and also what kind of impact you've been able to have with it on Tanzania so far?
I decided first I have to create friendship with other people working in other media and let them know that if you need someone who can talk about diabetes, I'm here. And you won't hear about like negative side of diabetes. You only hear the positive side of diabetes. So I decided to do that first, to create an environment whereby any kind of media in Tanzania, not even outside Dar es Salaam, once you talk about diabetes, they have to look for me. So when that was successful, I started going outside Dar es Salaam that I won't use a lot of money to reach. Just doing awareness and all that. After managing to create that brand, making sure that every kind of media, whenever they want to talk about diabetes, they call me. Making sure that any school, whenever they need to talk about diabetes, they call me. Now I can start process of registering the NGO. In Tanzania, they really don't believe in volunteering. So I figured if we have membership and if we have event going on, I have to pay them to come through. And I'm not in a position right now for paying anyone. What I do because I like what I do and I believe in what I do. So if they want to ride with me, they can. They're welcome.
What are common misconceptions or stigmas that you have faced as a person living with diabetes?
My mom sent me to study in Uganda in 2000. I was very young. And I did ask her, Mama, you are taking me to Uganda and you know that I have diabetes. And she told me, stop questioning yourself. Living with diabetes doesn't mean that you can't do things that you want to do or things that you wish to do. You want to tell me that you won't travel because you have diabetes? No, stop questioning yourself because you invite self-stigma. That point made me realize that everything has to start with us. Don't wait for someone to push you. You have to push yourself, to believe yourself, to love yourself, to be responsible for your own self. So that's allowed me to not start questioning myself. I didn't want to invite self-stigma stigma at all.
What do you personally want to see more of from governments or businesses to help you with your diabetes management?
We have Ministry of Health, we have NCD Alliance here in Tanzania, and they are doing their part. And I always believe that, but what I really wish one day to happen is they have to think or to rethink about the cost of like the diabetes supplies and the insulin, the medication, and they also have to think about diabetes education should be part of the school syllabus, because right now in Tanzania, like, anyone can have diabetes. And also they should limit in Tanzania, whenever you enter in social media, you will find a video like talking about, we have this medication, this cures diabetes. I think our government should do something about that, because they do mislead our community.
What is one piece of advice that you would give a newly diagnosed diabetic?
Know your condition. We should invest on knowing our condition, how to live with it. We should invest to know on how we are going to eat, not in what we are going to eat. Because like we are living in an environment where we eat what is available. So we have to know how we eat what is available. They should invest on their self-awareness on how we live with diabetes.
Thank you so much, Lucy. It's been an absolute pleasure to hear about all the important work that you're doing. It's amazing, and I'm really hoping we can support you as much as possible in that regard.
Follow our page and also donate. Follow our website, DiCoCo.org.tz, and show support to us. In social media is DiCoCo_TZ, and they can also follow me. I am Lucy Johnbosco.